Thanks for staying with us. I'm Bill O'Reilly in the Factor Follow-Up segment tonight. As you may know, the grand jury investigating the police shooting of 18-year-old Michael Brown in Ferguson, Missouri by Officer Darren Wilson last August will soon make a decision. Over the weekend, a die-in protest was held in St. Louis. Joining us now from St. Louis, the police chief there, Sam Dotson. So, Chief, I think Missouri is doing the right thing in preparing for the worst. How do you see it?
Bill, I think you're right. I've got three jobs. Law enforcement has three jobs. We got to keep people safe. That's our number one. I got to protect their rights, their constitutional rights to have their voices heard, and I got to keep property safe. You heard today that Missouri Governor Jay Nixon activated the National Guard. That's to help us do those things, to backfill some of the positions that we have so police officers can go out and engage the community to try and keep people safe.
All right. Now, do you know where the Guard is going to be deployed, or are you going to wait until things happen and then the Guard goes in?
Well, I think it's very simple. The Guard is here to support us. So I don't see a scenario under a normal everyday operations where the Missouri National Guard is on the front line. What they're going to do is some of the more routine, mundane jobs, building security for us so we can put police officers in positions where they can interact with protesters and demonstrators. The Guard is going to do a looting detail for us. And what do I mean by that? The city of St. Louis had about 25 window smashings when the Michael Brown event happened in Ferguson. They're going to be in strip malls and in shopping centers, so the general public, as they're moving about, can see a police presence, can see the National Guard. They can feel reassured that we have a plan.
Is there a neighborhood in St. Louis that is particularly vulnerable to any kind of civic action?
I think the whole region is, and St. Louis is very fragmented with a lot of municipalities. Ferguson is a community, a bedroom community outside of the city. I think that's ground zero.
Right, sure.
Clayton, which is the county capital where Bob McCullough's office is, I think certainly you'll see some actions. And then we've got the signs like the Gateway Arch, the visible presence when you think of St. Louis. I think downtown has some issues too.
Okay, now there's a coalition of about 50 groups, the new Black Panther Party, some communist groups, anti-American groups that have, basically set up shop in St. Louis to mobilize when the decision comes down. Are these groups active? Are you keeping an eye on them?
Oh, absolutely we are. And here's the frustrating part for law enforcement. There are a lot of good people that just want to have their voices heard. We can engage them. But this criminal element, New Black Panthers, Communist Revolutionary Party, they're here to do criminal acts. They're not here to have their voices heard. They're here because there's a stage and a platform. It bothers me. It worries me.
Do you have intel on them?
We do. We spend a lot of time gathering information and working on criminal cases. And so we want 95% of the people that come to St. Louis that are here to be able to go out and have their voices heard. But when those groups violate people's rights, when they break the law, we have a plan to go get them. And we're working with the local agencies and our federal partners.
All right. Now, final question. Do you know when this is going to come down? Are you going to get a heads up?
Well, the county prosecutor says he will give us a heads up. I came tonight. I haven't heard anything yet. His best guess is the middle to the end of the month, so we're getting close. And I think that's why the governor activated the National Guard today, not to antagonize, but to reinforce to the community we have a plan and life is going to go on.
I think you guys are doing exactly the right thing, and you're trying to tamp it down. I know you have officers on the street trying to get everybody calm, but we don't want everybody's Thanksgiving to be ruined next week. We want, let's work together here. Everybody should work together, no matter what the decision by the grand jury is. Respect the process. If you want to protest, do it peacefully. Hey, Chief, you're welcome anytime. We really appreciate it. Thanks.